This is the story of one man's battle to produce budget music videos in the early 21st century. My name's Leonard Valve, and this has been my 10-year mission: to avoid court proceedings, bankruptcy, and not to end up living on a park bench. It's a story of people who could start a fight with their own shadow, and quite often do. A story of overinflated egos, tantrums, delusion, and alcohol dependency. And that's me on a good day. These are the music video diaries of a madman. Episode 6: Cosmic Graveyard. The following day we arrived at the factory bright and early for what was to be our NG26 Cosmic Graveyard double shoot. Well, I say bright and early, but there was certainly nothing bright about this particular day, as the brickwork and dirty broken windows of Stanley Tools were shrouded in thick freezing fog. Upon entering the dark confines of the dirty old factory, it was like walking into a huge 5-story deep freeze. I set 0742 and Monkey the task of collecting a few old oil drums together, foraging for scrap wood, and turning them into braziers.
Hello?
Hi, we're sat on Savile Street outside an MKN building supply.
Right, okay. Can you see a large factory building opposite?
There's what looks like a cut. Brendan, please.
No, please. Do you have the building suppliers on your left and your car wash in front of you?
Can you see a car wash?
Hello?
Car wash is in front of us now.
Hey there, Clive?
I don't know if that's what you're talking about.
What can you see?
Is that a car wash?
I don't know. I don't think it's a car wash.
For God's sake, Brendan, will you let me answer the phone?
Can you see the building suppliers place?
MKN building
Yep,
supply.
that's it. You got it.
Car wash is behind
Where are you in relation to it?
I'm sure it's
Are you at a T-junction?
I can see the car wash is behind us. No, I can't see it.
Okay, where are the building supplies in relation to you?
Well, we're right next to it. Right beside it.
Is it on your right or your left, in front or behind?
Brendan!
I don't know if it's.
Will you let me
It's on your
answer?
right, so you're facing up the hill, yeah?
We're up the hill. Next to the hill.
It's just a metal fence, that's all I can see.
A fence and a big old factory on your left, yeah?
Yes.
You see it?
Yeah, we can see there's a factory.
Which way are we looking at?
The one in front
That's
of us, Brendan.
To be sure, it's a factory.
It's on your right. No, I mean your left.
That's
It's
your
on
factory.
your left.
There's just a big brick building with lots of broken windows.
That's it.
That's what
So
you're
can
talking
you
about.
see a metal barrier?
Yes,
on the left?
I see it.
Clive, I can see it.
Right, drive through the barrier and I'll be down in a minute, yeah?
See you shortly then, yeah?
Yes, okay, Clive, see you shortly.
I left the fog of the performance space, went downstairs and out into the freezing fog of the grim outside world to meet the boys from Cosmic Graveyard. There was a large grey van that I presumed was carrying their gear, a BMW estate with what looked like some long-haired band members in it. A rather dishevelled middle-aged guy with long but very thinning grey hair got out of the passenger side of the BMW. And there was what looked like a black Pope-mobile with blacked-out windows that had been converted to carry someone sitting in a wheelchair.
Hi, Leonard, is it?
Hello there.
I'm Clive.
Hi Clive, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Did you have a good journey up there?
Yeah, there were roadworks at junction 15A of the M1, and we had to stop for food for Vince at Leicester East Services.
Clive, shall we start
Yes,
getting
Brendan,
Vince
you can
shouted?
start unloading Vince.
Right you are.
Unload Vince?
Did you manage to find all the props I mentioned?
Yeah, we got everything. We got the old TV set and a couple of nice old leather chairs.
Did you manage to get a Christmas tree?
Yes, I've got a Christmas tree. That's all good, all in position. As I looked on, a ramp was attached to the rear of the Pope-mobile, and the tailgate opened to reveal the hulk of an enormous body sat on an invalidity scooter.
Okay, that's it. Let's get him
Ease him down gently.
Take it
Can we
easy.
get Vince on charge as soon as possible for a top-up, do you think?
Straight to
Anytime you want.
No problem.
An absolutely huge guy, who I would estimate weighed in at least 28 stone, reversed on his invalidity scooter down the ramps.
This is Vince Thundercock. He's the original singer of the band.
Vince grunted and held out his hand as if he were a giant baby asking for a rusk.
Give him the bloody bottle. Brendan.
Another band member who had jumped out of the BMW handed Vince a full unopened bottle of Jameson whiskey, and Vince seemed like he couldn't unscrew the top quick enough before gulping what seemed like an incredible amount of whiskey straight down his fat neck.
Did you say that you have disabled access to the building?
I suddenly remembered something about disabled access being vaguely mentioned in passing, but of which I had taken absolutely no notice of. And there was a small matter of the fact that we were all set up and ready to go on the second floor of the building. How do I break this news? Because from where I'm standing, without the use of a considerable sized crane and removing one of the window frames on the second floor, there was no earthly way that we could possibly get Vince into the performance area. And there was no available floor space lower down in the building to set up in.
Clive, do you think we could just have a quick word?
I had absolutely no idea what I could possibly say that could in any way remedy the situation. Although Clive had mentioned disabled access only in passing, he had mentioned it, and it was therefore completely my own fault for not providing it. Hang on, what am I saying? This isn't my fault. Clive should have made a much bigger deal of this. It's his stupid fault, not mine.
Clive, when we spoke on the phone, you didn't really say anything very much about disabled access.
Didn't I?
Well,
Sure I did.
I can't really recall you saying anything about it at all. And really, it's quite a deal breaker because we're all set up on the second floor.
Can we have a look at where we would have to get Vince into?
Okay, sure, it's just through here.
Brendan, come.
Just up these stairs.
Just coming now. We're going to have a hell of a job with this, you know. Hell of a job.
I'm not sure how we're going to do this.
It's going to be a hell of a job. Hell
Just
of a
up
job.
here.
I don't know how we're going to do this.
Jesus.
Right, I don't know how we're going to do this.
And we're in here.
All right.
It's going to be a hell of a job.
Is there any chance you guys could actually give us a lift with something? All right, mate.
So Clive, 0742, Monkey and myself went back down the stairs and outside into the car park, where all of us, including the other guys from Cosmic Graveyard, surrounded the huge hulk of Vince Thundercock to attempt to lift him from his invalidity scooter.
Brendan, give Vince a hit of oxygen before we lift him, will you?
No worries, Clive. Here you go, Vince. Here you are now.
What the hell? Okay, you guys on the leg, love. Okay, lads. Let's do this.
Everyone grabbed a part of Vince, except Clive, who was looking on and barking instructions.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Vince slowly and precariously lifted from the seat of his invalidity scooter and was taken through the outer door to the foot of the steps.
Right. Is everyone okay? I'm losing the grip. I'm gonna get hold of it. We're gonna go one step at a time. And up! And up! And up! And up! Watch out! Watch his head.
I got his head. I got his head, Vince. It's okay. It's okay there. We're all good. We're all good.
Oh, you can't go on.
Oh, dear. Oh, just having a minute. Oh.
Okay, here we go. We're all good.
Oh, God.
Ready?
All right.
Okay.
Here we go.
1, 2, 3. Here we go. That's all. Hold on. Brendan, get in the box. Where's the whiskey?
Where's the whiskey? Oh, to be sure, we got the bottle of whiskey. I've got it here. Here you go, guys. Vince, I get your top for you.
Vince drank yet more whiskey, straight from the bottle.
Oh, yeah, drink it down. Is that good? Wipe his face. Well, good,
Okay, that's enough for now. Okay, last part. Come on, let's go. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
You're working against me!
Eventually, the hulking frame of Vince Thundercock was placed onto the floor of the factory, whilst the exhausted helpers went back down to the car park to haul Vince's mobility scooter up the stairs. Vince sat at what looked like a rather uncomfortable angle on the floor of the factory, gasping for breath. Everyone gathered around Vince once more and hauled him back onto his scooter. As Vince was lowered into position on his seat, suddenly the scooter came to life and Vince took a quick gulp of oxygen from his mask before he sped off along the floor of the factory like a fish put back into water. It was probably the strangest band lineup that I'd ever seen. 4 guys that wouldn't look out of place in any major international rock band on guitar, drums, bass and organ, but fronted by an enormous 28-stone overinflated Hell's Angel flying around on an invalidity scooter who had to take constant gulps of oxygen from a mask. It certainly was some kind of art, but not as we know it. As the band dragged their gear in and began to set up, the daylight was fast fading and the freezing fog got thicker. Visibility even inside the building under the spotlights began to get very limited. I found myself becoming quite fascinated by Vince, who I hadn't heard utter a single word. He seemed to communicate via a series of grunts and hand gestures. Before long it was showtime, and Vince held out his hand in the baby wants a rusk position that I had by now realised meant, give me some more whiskey. Someone ran over with Vince's already half-empty whiskey bottle and fed him several gulps. A quick blast on the oxygen, and he signalled to Clive that he was indeed ready to roll.
Okay, action.
Clive, is the camera rolling?
I'm not sure, is it?
You shouted action. Is the camera rolling?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, yes.
So maybe you should leave that to me, eh?
Okay. Go ahead, I'll let you deal with that.
The plan was that I would perch myself on a second invalidity scooter, or the Round the Corner Films powered tracking system as I like to call it, facing backwards while 0742 drives it round a circuit of the floor space, weaving in between the other band members, as Vince follows on his scooter as he performs the track, so we can get a tracking shot of Vince on his scooter from the front. Simple? Well, it would be, were it not for the fact that 0742 has no spatial awareness and the small fact that Vince has by now downed just over a half a bottle of whiskey in under an hour. What could possibly go wrong? Okay, let's run the track. Whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing, man?
It was action!
No, we went through this, remember?
Wow.
You know that it's action by the little giveaway of me shouting the word action.
Oh, right, yeah, sorry.
Okay,
sorry.
reverse on.
There's no reverse on this.
Oh, for fuck's...
To be sure, you can't fucking
Right.
drive it. Okay.
Seems utter chaos.
Just go around the drums and line up again. The scooter lurched forward and crashed straight into the drums.
Whoa! What are you doing? You need to steer.
I did steer!
No, you didn't steer, or else we wouldn't have crashed straight into the drums.
Feck on yours. Feck on driver.
Let's put it back and get it lined up with Vince again.
I think we need a bit of strategy. Brendan, can you give them a hand?
I think we need to put it back ourselves. I really do. We need to start this out.
We physically manhandled our scooter back into position, just in front of Vince's scooter. Okay, Monkey, run the track, and action! As we sped off, 0742 managed to steer around the drum kit this time, but immediately ploughed into one of the burning braziers. Whoa! Closely followed by Vince on his scooter, who ploughed into the back of our scooter.
Jesus Christ! Cut the track! Monkeys! Cut the track! Cut the fucking track! Jesus fucking Christ! Are you not capable of fucking steering?
It wasn't my fault, it was a tight corner.
No, it's not a tight corner! We've gone through this!
Do it, man, I'm
The
telling you.
route is really simple! You don't need a sat-nav for this!
Let's try. Is everyone okay? Quick, Brendan, give Vince some more whiskey.
For fuck's sake, Clive, have you ever considered it might not be quite such a good idea feeding Vince
Well, there we
quite so
go.
much whiskey?
He'll be fine. This is what fuels him. Maybe it might be an idea if you let Brendan drive the camera.
Yeah, I actually think you're right. Okay, can we sort that out? 0742, come off there, love. Let Brendan take over, man.
I'm fine. I mean, I've just got to get the hang
mate,
of it.
come on,
I've just got to
leave
get the
it.
hang of the steering. I know
Come
I
on.
can do it. I can
Come on, let's
do
be
it.
realistic.
I know I can do it.
My three-legged cat has more spatial awareness than 0742. And despite the freak show that was Vince Thundercock, I was actually beginning to feel embarrassed by my own personal circus of horrors that was 0742. Yeah, look, let Brendan drive the scooter, for God's sake. You take some stills or something. 0742 sulked off to get his stills camera, while we reset and made another attempt at filming something that we might actually be able to use. Okay, is everybody ready? Vince made his baby wants his bot signal once more.
It's okay.
We waited patiently once again, while Vince guzzled down yet more whiskey, almost polishing off what just over an hour earlier had been a full bottle of Jameson's. Okay, are we ready to roll? Monkey, run the track. And action! Okay, Brendan. A little faster. Faster, Brendan, faster. Vince and his scooter started catching up with us on the camera scooter. It was obvious that Vince was not at all aware of his surroundings as he rammed us from behind.
Whoa! Fucking hell, Vince! What are you doing? Keep it going! Keep it going! Keep it going! Keep moving! Come on, Vince! Keep moving! Keep moving!
Brendan and myself, Scooter, made the turn to come back towards the band, but seemingly unaware of the need to turn, the by now paralytic Vince just kept going straight off into the darkness of the factory until the wheels of his invalidity scooter tangled with some cables and brought one of the lighting gantries crashing down, narrowly missing Vince's head.
Monkey! Cut the track! Cut! Cut! What the hell? Is he dead? Where's he gone? When the fuck this happened?
Vince was rolling around on his back like a huge upturned tortoise next to his mobility scooter that was lying on its side, wheels still turning.
Can we get some help? Can we get some help down here?
Oh, but Jesus.
Is he okay?
Can you hear me?
Is he okay?
Can you hear me? Are you okay?
As Clive and Brendan pulled Vince back up, so he was sitting on the floor, but on his arse, he pointed at his upturned scooter again.
You want to go again, Vince?
To be sure, To be sure, he's a
I am
fucking rock star.
sure.
He's a rock star, to be sure. Come on, Vince.
Sure
Let's do
you're
it.
up to it, Vince. I am sure you're up to it. Vince was hauled back onto his mobility scooter once more. And once more he signalled for Bot. And unbelievably, Clive poured yet more neat whiskey down his neck, actually polishing off the remains of the bottle. We reset and once again tried for a take.
Okay, is everyone ready? Okay, monkey. Run the track. And action!
I must admit that I didn't have particularly high hopes that Vince would manage to make the first turn, let alone be able to follow the camera scooter. But as the intro played, the strangest thing happened. Vince not only followed our camera scooter, but actually started to mine perfectly to the backing track and started to perform absolutely brilliantly. I couldn't quite believe what I was seeing coming down the lens. 1971. Vince was bouncing around to the music like a hyperactive barrage balloon, and at one point managed to get his scooter onto two wheels as he took a tight bend, before quickly taking a gulp from his onboard oxygen mask, and on he went. And it confirmed. Vince is in the fucking zone.
Keep it going, keep it going.
I can honestly say that I've never witnessed anything quite like this performance, either before or since. But all of a sudden, disaster struck, and Vince's mobility scooter became entangled in cables again, and brought down some overhead lights in a shower of electrical sparks, before he veered into the Christmas tree and crashed into one of the old TV sets that we had as a prop. I was just about to shout cut. But just then, before my very eyes, something truly incredible happened. Out of the cloud of dust from the crash, there rose a figure, and Vince ran towards the camera, still holding his radio mic, and still performing the track.
Keep going, keep going, keep going!
Our scooter sped off and weaved through the band, closely followed by the unbelievable sight of the huge frame of Vince running after us. Then Vince took a dive and crashed to the ground. I felt sure that he'd injured himself, but he just seemed to roll like a giant weeble. And then, as if by magic, he was back up on his feet again, apparently unharmed. But his face was half covered in black, wet, muddy crap from the factory floor. But it was all too much for Vince, and he collapsed back onto the floor just as the track was ending, and rolled around in the dirt like a massive, fat, fully clothed pig rolling around in his own shit. Jesus, Vince, are you okay? Brendan, get me the oxygen. Vince, Brendan, hurry with that oxygen.
Here you go, get this on it.
For one awful moment, I thought that Vince's grand finale would be to die on set. But as he signalled for more bot, it became apparent that Vince seemed no worse for his truly epic performance. Is he okay?
Yeah, I think he'll be fine.
I don't suppose it'd be good to go again.
The look of horror on Clive and Brendan's face as he turned to look at me answered that question.
I think we need to get him out.
It wasn't quite what I'd expected, and I would have certainly liked to have got more takes to work with. But the drama of that one epic take was the stuff of legend, and somehow I would find a way to make it work. Clive very kindly broke out one of Vince's spare bots, and we all stood around the warmth of the brazier in the freezing fog that was now getting thick in the building, drinking whiskey out of discarded McDonald's paper cups. Before long, the whiskey had all been drunk, and we decided to head to the pub. There was just a small matter of getting Vince back down the stairs in our by now quite drunken state. The first flight of stairs was negotiated without incident, but then as we reached the top of the final set of stairs, someone lost their footing, and we all went crashing down to the bottom of the stairs. Luckily, everyone was unharmed, but Vince was well and truly jammed in the doorway. So much so that there was no earthly way that he could be moved. As we waited for the fire brigade to arrive, I realised that packing up the gear wasn't going to happen. So I picked up my camera and I ordered a cab for 0742, Monkey and myself to get us to the nearby Fat Cat pub for a few drinks.
Our cab's here. Is he going to be okay, Clive?
Oh, yes, the fire brigade are on their way. I should think they'll be able to help in getting loaded up, hopefully.
Okay then. Well, nice to meet you all. Okay, cheers.
Yeah, really nice to meet you guys. Great work, great
Oh
work.
yeah, okay. I'll be seeing you. Okay.
All right, lads.
Good.
Nice
Good
one.
crap. Good crap.
Safe journey back then, yeah?
It was sheer bliss to be in the warmth of the Fat Cat.
What are you having then?
I'll have a whiskey if you're buying. Monkey'll just have a pineapple juice.
We sat thawing out next to the huge open fire.
We've had some laughs, haven't we?
Oh yes, we've definitely had a few laughs.
I don't mean just on the shoots. I mean, you know, all the explores too.
Oh God, yes. Remember you having a whitey in the tunnels under Highwood's Asylum?
Oh yeah. What about me getting stuck in that fence at Cane Hill Asylum?
Oh God, yes, yeah, remember that. Or you going straight through the floorboards at Williams Brothers.
Or Fletcher's Paper
Or
Mill.
Denby Asylum.
Or Stanton Ironworks 09.
Oh yeah. You getting stuck in that vent.
Yeah. Thanks for taking someone like me to all those places. All those adventures.
Stupid, you silly
Thanks.
bugger. Would have been the same without you.
Right, then, I'm going to shoot off. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow then to wrap all the stuff up then, shall I?
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm not going to be there much before 12.
All
though.
right, no worries. Cheers then.
Okay, cheers. Cheers, Monkey.
0742 and Monkey walked out of the front door of the Fat Cat and disappeared off into the foggy night. The following day I arrived back at Stanley Tools, but there was no sign of 0742 and Monkey, so I begrudgingly started the long, laborious process of dragging all the props and gear down from the second floor and packing them into the van. It wasn't unusual for 0742 not to show, but I gave Monkey's phone a call that went straight to answer phone. So I left a rather angry message.
If you can't be asked to turn up, at least do me the honour of letting me fucking know, will you?
2 days later, I had to finish the NG26 shoot at Nocton Hall on my own. It was something that I knew 0742 was keen to attend, as he had yet to explore the abandoned hospital part of the building. Once again, I called Monkey's phone, but once more, it went straight to answer phone. A week later, I received an unexpected call from 0742.
How you doing?
Where the fuck have you been? I had to do that Nocton shoot on my own.
I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. It's just that I've been in hospital.
Why? What's wrong?
I've got pneumonia.
Jesus, are you okay?
Not really. They discharged me, but I'm back in hospital again, and they think I've had bird flu.
Oh my God.
I'm really sorry that I missed the NG26 shoot. Oh, God, don't worry about that. Just concentrate on getting yourself well again. And we'll go to Nocton for an explore. Will you take me? Of course I will. Look, you just get yourself well, all right? Yeah, I will. But will you take me to Nocton Hall? You will take me, won't you? Yes, I will. The moment you get me something to look forward to. Okay, I've got to go now. Okay, but you just concentrate on getting yourself well again. I will. Cheers, Leonard. Bye. Okay. Cheers, bye.
0742 died in hospital 12 days later. About 4 weeks after 0742 died, I went back to Stanley Tools for the first time since the Cosmic Graveyard shoot. On the floor where that shoot had taken place were the remnants from that foggy night. The cold burnt-out braziers stood where we had left them. A bit of cowling from Vince Thundercock's mobility scooter lay on the floor. The remains of the Christmas tree and discarded McDonald's cups that we had drank our whiskey from was strewn around on the exact spot where they had been dropped. Also on the floor was a discarded, crushed, empty can of Red Bull that 0742 had been drinking out of, on what turned out to be his last operational day on Earth. There was one thing of which I was absolutely certain. Things would never quite be the same again.
Christmas 1971. The bulbs are all blown and the stale cakes have gone. Frayed wires and a soap dish of flies. Where are the atoms from my red plastic surprise? I can only just remember it. It was the thing I loved the best, and I played my favorite record, only with the fastest milk cut in the West. How can I prove it ever existed? Now it's gone. And where are all the dead cats from 1971? Where are the atoms of the red plastic record player? Have they been dispersed back into the universe? Still playing the ocean. Time travel, the word, a glass case. Leading back to Sunday. It's 1971, hidden in some sub-dimensional room, waiting to be used again. Dusty still book pies in suspended animation in the dim kitchen. Uncle Bill's liver as he rots in the grave. The atoms of the bits of his liver that could never ever be saved. At a Christmas party in 1971. Where are the atoms of the piss that flushed down the toilet all gone? Where are the atoms of the bits of his rotting brain that remember my red plastic record player, what it was playing? How can I prove it ever existed? Now it's gone. Where are all the dead cats from 1971? Where are the atoms of the red plastic record player? Have they been dispersed back into the universe? Still playing the ocean. Time travel, the world, a glass case. Leading back to Sunday. What would have happened to my red plastic
long death and infirm.
Have they built this back into the universe? Split the ocean. The atoms of the red plastic record player. Have they built this back into the universe? Split the ocean.
Next time, the big time beckons as I do my first shoot overseas. I borrow a helicopter to shoot a secret video around the corner, and I convince an artist that the roof of a derelict factory in the middle of Sheffield's red light district would pass for the rooftop of the Vista Palace Hotel overlooking Monaco Harbour. Next time on the music video diaries of a madman. Copyright 2021. Light Engine Production.